Welcome everybody. All right, this is Firestarter Friday. The Friday Zoom combines products, oral health, and the business side. Some people care about the product side. Some people care about the income side. It doesn't have to be a business. But he's explaining how he designs all the products too. Former doctor of pharmacy. Now he's a product designer. Just explaining at this point how you can create high quality products at a low cost and how they're doing it and how they're beating everybody else.
The conversation around how can you be of high quality and cheap or less expensive or low price, whatever you want to call it, is simple. It's actually the way it is. It is the business, guys. It's exactly what it is. We don't pay that much in material costs. Now, there are some things that cost a little more. Let's use our collagen, for example. So if you look at the back of our bag, you'll see a brand name, it's a patented ingredient. So, Polynol is an example, Velocitol, a Preflex. These are branded ingredients where they take a dietary supplement ingredient, they make it in a certain way, and they do studies on it, and they produce results from the studies, and they can get a patent on that, and then therefore they can license it out and sell it for more money. That's kind of the thing. So that what they're saying, so as us, the brand, when I go out to them, here's what they tell me. Well, if you pay more, it means you can make these claims. So remember, in the supplement business, you can't make a claim to treat, prevent, cure, or mitigate any real disease, right? So no claims, guys. We can't say we treat or cure cancer. We can't do that. But if you have a company that creates a certain antioxidant or extract, and they show benefit in a study, and they patent that, you can make a claim that it has decreased knee pain by 35% over 3 weeks, right? So there's things like that. I have not been convinced that it's worth it because I can source the exact same ingredient, just not call it the brand name, cannot use the claim, put it in my product for maybe 1/5 of the price. I'd rather do that because I'm already doing all the testing. I can already tell you that it is exactly what we say it is because we test the raw material when it comes in the door. We obviously manufacture the product. Then we test the finished product. And that's just the basic requirements of what we call GMP. And our GMP is certified by NSF, which is just a higher level, more robust GMP certification. and then what happens is you can add additional tests. So you're required to do microbial testing. That's why when Ben talks about the one product that had salmonella and a big recall, it's shame on them, guys, because GMP requirement is microbial. You have to test for bacteria. Salmonella is an easy test and dirt cheap to run. Why would you not run it? Remember, it's in powder form. It's very stable. It's easy to test. No big deal. We test it as raw powder, and then we test finished product. We do microbial on both. You can add tests, things like glyphosate. Have you guys seen the news where so there's like the MAHA movement and the FDA, now they're kind of like mad at each other because the federal government has continued to it basically has said that glyphosate, the number one herbicide used in mass agriculture, is deemed a national defense type of ingredient, whatever that means. But basically, Maha's all freaking out because it's going to stay in the food supply. And it's, look, I get it. I understand the conflict. But so we test for that. So you can know and see if we have a product that could be exposed to glyphosate, we'll have a test for that. We add an additional heavy metals test to ensure that there's no heavy metal testing on it. And then, of course, if it's USDA certified organic, you guys know we have to be able to certify every ingredient supplier, and we have to test to additional layers, additional levels. And they make sure that our label is in a certain way. It's so particular, guys. I don't think anybody understands it. They think it's unregulated space. No. It's very, very, very regulated. So rest assured, guys, when you get that blowback, somebody says you can't be quality if you're that cheap or low price, that is a fallacy. It is an incorrect statement. It's not accurate. So wanted to kind of clear the air a little bit on that. I know that's something we repeat a lot, but again, it's worth repeating because I do think it's the number one thing people associate with lower priced product is can't be good quality. Where could they possibly get it for that cheap? Well, everybody's getting it from the same place, basically paying the same amount. One thing that happens with us, though, is as we grow and make these larger and larger and larger orders, as you can imagine, our price comes down, right? When you buy larger quantities, larger bulk, price comes down. So we're diligent. We're very diligent about that, and we pass those savings right on to you as you. I mean, we've done some price increases, but very minimal, very, very minimal. I mean, nothing compared to all the other vendors you work with. Your landscape maintenance, your pool maintenance, your whatever. They're all emailing you at least once or twice a year saying price increase. So we're going to do the best we can on that front. New products coming out, guys. I've got one in my lip right now. I'm zinging a little bit. It's actually making my head tingle. It's a little bit funny. It's a feeling. These are the equivalent of, well, they're not the equivalent, but do you guys ever heard of these Zyn pouches, Nodder? Have you ever seen these where instead of smoking or vaping,
Yes.
they drop these little pouches, if you can see that, and it absorbs sublingually, so it's absorbing the buccal cavity between the cheek and the gum down here, kind of like a tobacco user.
Uh-huh.
Well, we can do this now without nicotine. So right here I have paraxanthine. For those of you who do not know paraxanthine, check it out. It's really cool. It's similar. It's related to caffeine. It's a metabolite of caffeine, so has similar effects. Shorter half-life, doesn't keep you up, doesn't make you all jittery and nutty, but does have some stimulant properties. And then cognizant, which is actually a branded ingredient. So I just talked about that, but it's a pretty neat one. Cognizant. So I'm trying it right now. This is what I'm kind of settled on for these pouches. Very, very cool. Very different dosage form. They would come in like the similar pouch kit thing, puck.
Oh, nice.
We call them pucks, right? That's a cool one. I've got the hydrogen tabs that came in powder. I got those reformulated to be a little bit more stable, so they don't crumble as easily. So hydrogen tabs are dropped in water, powerful antioxidant. That's coming. So what do we have up right next? Next is Parasite Cleanse. Parasite Cleanse is big. You know what's crazy, guys? I was with a guy this morning. He's a microbiologist, and his whole thing is parasites. And he didn't know that we were working on a parasite cleanse. And I wish I would have picked his brain earlier, but he didn't even want to make any changes. I showed him the supplement facts panel that we have. He didn't want to make any changes. He was pumped about it. He says, this is such an incredible product, and what a trend. What a trend. This parasite thing is such a trend. You wouldn't believe it. All the different ailments, things that come across. Dermatologists might say you have a cancer of some sort or a precancerous cell that could be a parasite. Crazy, guys. There's so much to learn in the parasite world, and it is trending topic. So get ready for that. That's going to be a fun one. And then right behind that, we're going to do our food. 2 food meal replacements. Both overnight oats. They're both certified organic. They are a tear-out packet. You soak it in like a double insulated. No, I'm going to send you a text here soon. We got to pick an insulated, double-walled, insulated like little breakfast bowl thing where the lid. But you would soak it overnight. You just add water. You mix it together. Let it sit overnight. You can eat it warm or cold. I eat it cold. You know, roughly approximately 300 calories, 30 grams of protein. Beautifully balanced with macros. It's an amazing meal replacement, but it's also just something that you don't always have to have it on the go. It could be breakfast. It's nutritious. It's clean. It's healthy. So I think we're going to do really well in that category, Nodder. I really do. I think food is an interesting one. Protein powder is sort of in the gray between supplement and food. There's a lot of overlap. I get like that, but the protein powder is so lean. It's only 100 calories. It really can't count as that. You would have to really know what you're doing and add, avocados and different things to make it a little bit more nutritious. So. Really, really excited about those things, guys. And then I've got some questions coming in about toothpaste or about shampoos. Yes. We're doing all of it, guys. We're doing all of it. It's all in the works. There's a lot of things that I had up on I didn't pull up my list today. My apologies. But, I've talked about this in the weeks past, and I am open to whatever you guys want to see me develop. There's some cool things I'm working on behind the scenes, but what I do is typically I add I have a list, like a board, where it's just a bunch of ingredients. And then I kind of have to play, build a puzzle, really. I mean, I'm just trying to place them in the right places so that there's not a lot of confusion or overlap for the consumer. I don't want you guys to be fatigued by multiple products in the brain health category. We've got methylene blue, we have NAD. Now we're going to have this white stimulant, cognizant and paraxanthine. But what I like about it, though, guys, is when you see this all together in the same category, is that they can be used together, but they're also meant to be cycled. So you're not using one every single day. Sometimes you should. I get that. Sometimes some supplements are every day. Not all of them. And so we're going to do that. I'm trying to be real cognizant about that. I want to make sure that we don't create any real conflict within our product line. It's easy to do. For an example, what if I said we could do a B-complex vitamin right now? Just B-complex. Because people don't realize we have the full B-complex in our multivitamin. I'm like, well, I don't think it's a bargain. It's a value add for the consumer to have the B-complex in the multivitamin. We get this question a lot about certain eye health, vision support. I mean, it's in the multivitamin. We have literally saved you $30 to $40 each supplement. B-complex, $20. The vision supports can be as high as 50 to 60. And guess what? It's all right there in the multivitamin. And so I've done a poor job of communicating about all the benefits, the certain ingredients that are in each product, Because when you're growing as fast as we're growing and we're adding new product and new product and new product, we can't really emphasize the importance and the value of each product every single day so that's fresh, because there's a lot of new faces, new people joining all the time. And so that's the challenge, and that's why on the Monday calls, at least, and I do, we'll do a topic typically on a product, but sometimes just on a health topic, so that we can bring in multiple things and we can talk about, hey, what's the best use of your money, right? How do we create more value for the user, and in a transparent manner.